Hello everyone. Welcome in to another video. And this video is mostly going to be about Gears of War. And I know it's no big stranger for my friends, family, because, they know me. I'm more of a Gears of War fanatic. I love Gears of War. And honestly, it's like, wow, like fucking Gears of War is like the first, second, third game, and kind of Judgment was like the best of my childhood. It was the best. But then when I grew up, that's when it started to shift, and it's like, okay, then what the fuck is happening? But, you know, me not rambling on, because I just want to make the video very blunt, and I'm going to give my discussions about it. And I know in the future when Gears E-Day drops, which is October 6th, but for premium edition owners, they get to play it, 5 days early. I will be streaming that shit 5 days early. So if you don't want to miss out that, then go ahead and go follow me on Twitch, which is Silver Does Gaming YT. And but yeah, anyways, we're gonna start this chronological order, and honestly, and if also I'm just clarifying right now, like if I suck at speaking English, it's just my disorder. So, but anyways, let's start with the first one, which is the first Gears of War game. I will say that this game will be God tier. Because that game got me very hooked with the franchise. And when I beat the game, I played multiplayer and like throughout the entire lifespan of the game. And it was the greatest time, like when I was a kid. Even though I got my ass handed to me a bunch of fucking grown ass men and they were dealing with a fucking 6 to 5 year old me, and like this game was the best. It was the best in the series. Even though it's the first game, I'm not gonna like, oh yeah, it's best because the story and all this stuff. Like multiplayer was good. Well, it was good, and honestly, it was a time to be alive, to be a Gears of War fan. And I still remember like my dad waking me up in the middle of the night because this was like midnight release for the game. Him and his buddy Chris came in and played the game and then woke me up to get me the feel of the game. And honestly, I fell in love. And I thank my dad for his rest in peace though. But all right. After that, it's a god tier though, because story was good. Like it was gritty, it was like dark, and I loved it. And moving on to Gears 2, I will say it is a great, well, I would say it's a god tier as well, because you got like the story that's building up with Dom, and it was like building him up and setting up an emotional road with Maria, his wife, and the Hollows. You get to see more of that and get to see the Locust's history a little bit more further. And there was some levels I would say that make me want to put on great game, but God tier, I mean, because they introduced a good mode which is called Horde mode. Even though Horde mode was like the best mode, I honestly loved Beast mode. Oh, not Beast. Excuse me. I enjoyed Horde mode like so much, and it was like the time where COD Zombies kind of like the not the modern one, the old COD Zombies kind of like got that way of like feel of the Horde itself, like endless waves, well, it's not really endless. You have to go wave 50 in order to beat the full horde mode. But it still had its difficulty, and it's pretty fucking solid for like a regular ass horde. I mean, if you got all the time in the world just to play any horde matches, Gears 2 is your kind of game. Moving on, we got Gears of War 3. As I blurred out, like, these are the best games in the history. Like, I will say that these are the best in the series, and they always will be the best. Even though Gears 3 had its limitations with Beast Mode, which is the greatest mode, even though it's the um most like, I wouldn't say it was popular like Horde, but it was like it was like people were saying that this mode was great, but it wasn't like as like popular like Horde, and it gotten being Horde Shadow, and I kind of said that sucks a little bit, even though Gears 3 itself had a great story. Like, there was more characters that was like being flushed out. It wasn't only, you can only not play as Marcus, but you get to play as Coltrane, you get to play as Baird, you get to play as Clayton Carmine, Sam. Like, you get to play as those characters in a different chapter or a different act in the game, and you get to see their side, and you get to play as Marcus again, and then they traumatize like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old me when I was just playing the campaign and then get to see who died, and moving on from that death kind of fucking just made me like, oh, he might be still alive. I'm not gonna spoil anyone who hasn't played these three games. You need to, even though there's like, you know this abomination right here. I'm not saying that it's not bad, like graphically bad. No, it's graphically good, but I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, this three games are pretty good, and honestly, I give them the heaviest praise. And moving on to Judgment, I'm gonna say it's a great game. The reason why I'm putting this in great game is because there's a mode in there, and well, I would say meh. I'll say meh. The story was meh. Um, and the multiplayer was meh as well, because multiplayer was just horrible. Like, I get confused as hell every time I play the multiplayer. Now, like, play Overrun. Overrun was a great mode, or a great versus mode, because you get to play as the Locust and you get to play as the Cog, and you can play certain abilities with those said characters, and it was honestly great to play. But the reason why I put it in Mance here is because, I'm not saying the story was absolute shit. I'm just saying that it was just something that players can play, and then you got these like challenges and whatnot, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it was like they're trying to experiment a little bit with Gears of Judgment, but it was not my cup of tea when I was growing up. But I still played the fuck out of this game, and I still played Overrun. Overrun will always be like a good mode for me in Judgment, but multiplayer, it was kind of fucking underwhelming for me, because multiplayer was just, you couldn't even tell who's the enemy and who's your fucking teammate, and it was just fucking terrible for me. So I would go, I'll keep going now. We'll say Gears Ultimate Edition. Oh, this is a hard one. Well, I mean, it's really not a hard one, but I'll say man. I mean, graphically, it looks good. Like, it was amp up this graphics for the first game, so that way you're not going to the first game and be like, oh wow, these graphics are shitty and all this other shit. But This game is graphically good, but once you get to the multiplayer, you play it for a few games and you grind out as many levels as you can. And it was just like, then what happens afterwards? Nothing. You got no extra mode. You don't got no horde mode. You got no beast mode. You got nothing. You only got versus and campaign, and I'm not playing the campaign over and over and over again. Like, I just want to play it one time, and maybe I will probably come back and revisit the game and play it on insane difficulty. But at the same time, I don't think I will ever catch me playing the campaign or versus just for fun, because this right here is just fucking. I don't know. I didn't like the versus. I mean, I enjoyed playing the versus for Gears 1, but I didn't enjoy the versus for fucking Ultimate Edition. I'm sorry. But let's go to Gears Pop. I will say that this game was boring. Like, I played this Gears Pop game and I generally was bored out of my mind with this game. When this game came out for mobile devices, I was immediately like, oh yeah, I'm on it. And when I played it, it was not that great of a game. Sure, it was fun, like maybe a first few games, but then I just don't see myself getting back into it. The game, and I was like, damn, like I want to play more Gears Pop, but it just feels like so boring. Like there was nothing to it. And I mean, there's nothing really to go forward in Gears Pop, and it was just, I don't know, it was a waste of time and resources, and they fucking shut the game down. All right, and now Gears 4. Okay, well, this is gonna probably piss a lot of people off. I'm gonna say it's dog shit. Y'all can say that it's a great game. I mean, that's y'all, but me, I say that game is dog shit. Because honestly, I mean, it was graphically good. All right, it's like beautiful, like how Ultimate Edition was. Graphically, it looks good for its own standard game. But the story was just so fucking bullshit. Like it was just felt so. It felt like they were trying to get me emotionally inflicted with these characters, and like trying to get emotionally attached to these characters like JD, Kate, and Dell, and like, but I don't remember their lines. I don't remember most of their what they say. Like they just they tried to stick with me like you're trying to put a like fucking jigsaw puzzle together, but it doesn't seem to fit. And that's why I don't feel like for Gears 4 it doesn't really fit well with me. I never play Gears 4 anymore. Like ever since the story and fucking versus, oh my god! And don't get me started with the supply drops. Oh god, like fuck that. Oh god, I hated the supply crates. The supply crates sucked so ass. And all right, let's go to Gears Tactics. I would say that this is boring. All right, like I thought I would be more invested into this game because it's Gears of War, so I would be like, okay, I might play this. I mean, it might be better than 4. No, no, it was like there's sometimes that it felt easy, and then sometimes it feels so fucking hard at times, and I couldn't just be like playing like as much. And I kind of hate that because I love Gears of War. I'll be always playing Gears of War. Even in E-Day, I'll be playing the fuck out of that beta. I'm already level 5, like 50, and gotten to like all my classes maxed out to level 10, which in the launch edition you can fucking go for a higher rank than level 10. But anyways, but still, Gears Tactics, it was just not that very exciting. I mean, I loved seeing the story, and it was like, I think it was like Yeah, it was good, but the story of the game was good, like, but the gameplay just felt so off for me, and I just couldn't get emotionally invested with it. And let's move on to Gears 5. Gears 5, I'll say it's dog shit with Gears 4, because Gears 5's story was just horrible. It was just fucking awful. Like, I can just sit there and play Gears 5's campaign and put a fake smile on my face and pretend that I'm enjoying it, but in reality, I'm not. And before y'all go type away in the comments saying, "Oh, well, he's hating like fucking Gears 5 because Kate's the main character." No, they could have done a better job at writing the characters in Gears 4 and 5, but it felt so like when they are driving a car and they steer it off the fucking cliff and bringing you along the fucking wrecking season, and it's just like it's just Gears 4 and 5 doesn't even feel like a good story game of itself. Like, you could play Versus, you could play Horde, and you can have a good time, but the story, it just doesn't get you, like, oh yeah, I like playing as Kate in the story. Let me play as her in fucking, like, either Horde or Versus or anything like that. The only times I ever see anyone playing Kate for me is either they playing it on fucking Versus, and that's the only top part I only see, is like they only play female characters because the females got a smaller hitbox, because that's, basically Fortnite logic right there. And that's the only part. And sometimes I be seeing people playing Kate in Horde, but I don't see as many people playing her in Horde or Escape. And yeah, and I just felt like they could have done better with the writing, but at the same time, they didn't. They didn't. And now, Gears of War Reloaded. Dog shit. It's right there with Gears 4 and 5. Because honestly, yes, the game is graphically good, but at the same time, they just basically make a Gears of War Ultimate Edition and slap it saying it's fucking Reloaded, and it's a better version of than Ultimate Edition, but in reality, it's not. It's not. And y'all can fucking fight me about saying Gears of War Reloaded is fucking great. It was probably for a time, but they didn't add nothing in there. They didn't add nothing, like no horde, no extra mode for people to want to play PvE instead of getting their fucking asses fucking spanked by the most sweatiest fucking wall bouncing fucking person in the game. And personally, for me, I played Gears of War Reloaded, and I almost got to level 100 in the game. And that's why I never been done in Ultimate Edition, because I just couldn't fucking do it. But in Gears Reloaded, I could. And I almost got to level 100, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm done. Because I played so many Versus games where I was kind of good and then I was kind of bad. Because either my teammates were like good and they were, on comms and, telling me where the enemies were, and then you got some that are just sitting there AFK with a thumb up their ass and thinking that just by sitting there just doesn't ruin the game and that you're gonna carry them to the win. No, that's not how it works, sweetie. But yeah, because honestly, I feel like Gears Reloaded, story wise or the campaign, it was great. Because even though it was the same thing as Ultimate Edition, same thing as Gears 1, but they could have done a little bit more different with Gears Reloaded. Like, they could have fucking added something in there, but no, they just decided being fucking lazy and just say, here, we're gonna have this for Xbox, Steam, and fucking PlayStation. And I'm pretty sure PlayStation is fuming right now because they couldn't even get their hands on other Gears of War projects. And it kind of is sad because Gears E-Day was the best fucking like beta that has ever been made, and it felt great to play the E-Day beta. And I know they are fuming in their fucking mouths because they can't even get their chance on playing on E-Day. And it sucks too, because honestly, I mean, I want people to play E-Day because E-Day looks so fucking good. But at the same time, though, if y'all want to play E-Day, best to get it on Steam, Xbox, and that's pretty much it. Like, I would recommend doing it on a PC because, you know, this generation is just fucking cooked with everything. But anyways, if y'all are settled with what my tier list is, and if y'all are probably mad about my tier list, I really don't care because this is how I feel with Gears of War. This is how I feel about the games they produced, and I just felt this way for a very long time with my Gears of War collection. And speaking of a Gears of War, I will, if I could say what the tier list will be for Gears of War E-Day, I'll put this with God tier as well, because Gears of War E-Day, I had so much fun with it, and it made me like so happy to the point where I was about to cry because playing Horde Siege was so fun. I enjoyed playing Versus, like, and that took me a fucking aback. Just like enjoying Versus, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, me enjoying Versus. Like, I didn't even enjoy Gears of War Versus that much because Gears Reloaded killed it for me, and fucking so was 5. Gears 4 wasn't that bad for Versus for me, but 5 and fucking Reloaded was, and good God almighty, I couldn't even stand it. But Gears E-Day was honestly the best running, like, game for me with the beta. And I know most people are like, well, the game is just fucking, the game sucks because it sucks. Like, bro, it's a fucking beta. Like, put on your fucking little diaper and go waddle away because honestly, it was a beta. Okay. So, the full game hasn't been released yet. And once it's been, like, if it is released, and if I hear any single complaints about the game, saying that the game is dog shit, the story is shit, anything is shit, I will fucking be fuming in the fucking mouth because I know 4 and 5 were shit in the launch. And sure, 5 was like, it gotten better, like, at the end of the life cycle. Like, they had to fucking revamp everything just for people to get certain shit, but it was already too late. The damage was done. And Reloaded, they just gotten fucking lazy and just say, yeah, we're just gonna sit on our ass and just, you know, work a Nasher a little bit, you know, and if it's still one shots, we don't care. We're just gonna fucking just do this one little patch and that's it. And yeah. But I hope you all enjoy this tier list video. I will be making more videos down the line. I'll probably do some Gears of War challenges, maybe. Like me playing insane difficulty on either the original and Gears 2 and 3. I might do Gears Judgment as well. And probably just try to, and maybe down the line, try 4 and 5 and see how I still feel about their story and whatnot. Like, I still feel about the same way when I make these tier videos. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.